Thank you for your interest in restoring and enhancing wetlands on your property through a wetland reserve easement. Wetland reserve easements are a component of the Agricultural Conservation Easement Program that is administered by the Natural Resources Conservation Service. WRE is a voluntary program that provides technical and financial assistance to private landowners to restore, enhance, and protect wetlands through the purchase of an easement. NRCS will compensate landowners for the easement value and cover up to 100% of the restoration costs. Landowners in Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi have enrolled more than 800,000 acres in WRE or its predecessor, the Wetland Reserve Program, commonly known as WRP. If your agricultural land is frequently wet and marginally productive, WRE may be a viable alternative that restores wildlife habitat while allowing you to retain land ownership.
The objectives of it obviously are to convert marginal farmland back to its natural state, and that creates the suitable habitat for complete range of wildlife that's in the area that's going to utilize it, and the financial benefits that go along with it.
The reason why we wanted to put that 40-acre tract into a WRE program, we had some severe erosion. We figure with WRE, we wouldn't have to worry about that anymore. We could stabilize the erosion, put in structure for waterfowl, and also have nice habitat for deer. It was kind of a no-brainer. Now everything's stabilized, trees are there, water control structures are there, and we're actually just leasing that out to deer and duck hunters.
Prior to our enrollment in WRE, we were a hunting lodge and area, but also a farming operation. So a good bit of our land was in farming, and we had some that was in duck hunting and deer hunting. And the farmland that we have was a low area anyway. There were years that we had it flooded out. So it just made sense, because it was hard to raise a good crop on it, that it would be more profitable to turn it back into conservation area.
Part 1 of this 2-video series will help you understand the WRE application process, how applications are ranked and selected for funding, as well as your responsibilities as a WRE program participant. Part 2 will address what happens if you are selected for funding and describes the restoration planning process and what your easement will look like after restoration. Along with the information provided in these videos, your local NRCS field office can provide additional guidance, application documents, and answer any questions you may have. Now let's get started. Here are some key considerations before you embark on your WRE journey. If you are not familiar with conservation easements, it's crucial to grasp that they are intricately connected to land rights. As a landowner, when you possess property or land, you're not just holding the title to that property, you also have specific rights that come with it.
When a landowner sells a conservation easement, such as a wetland reserve easement, to NRCS, NRCS is purchasing that easement on behalf of the United States, then some of those rights are being transferred to NRCS.
Landowners should be aware of both the opportunities and restrictions associated with the WRE program.
A common question that we get from most landowners is, what can they not do on their property? So common prohibitions are going to be manipulating the surface, doing dirt work, cutting of timber. Any sort of structures are prohibited by the warranty easement deed. You cannot ditch and drain. This is a wetland restoration program, and we're going to make sure that we're going to restore those wetlands and keep that water on the property.
While landowners may give up certain rights on the enrolled land, they fully maintain the right to access the property to utilize and enjoy their reserved rights.
So after an easement is closed, a landowner maintains 6 rights, and those are fee title, access, quiet enjoyment, undeveloped recreation, subsurface minerals, and any applicable water rights.
The warranty easement deed is filed at the local courthouse and outlines the specific terms and conditions of the easement and serves as a legally binding document to protect the wetlands in perpetuity. It's important for landowners to understand what they can and cannot do on the easement land.
When we put our farmland into WRE, one of the concerns that we had was, is this land really ours, or does it belong to the government? And my father always made it clear to me, as he was the original owner, to put things into into WRE that, no, we still own the land, we have a right to hunt on it, we have a right to the mineral rights on it. And so all the things that we would normally do on our land, we can still do. And so what limitations there are stated up front by the NRCS. And so if it's something that you're agreeable to with that, we've not found it to be a problem in our world.
We hunt this place every year. Some of the biggest deer that has been killed around this area has been killed right here on this property. We got more ducks in here now. We always did have them here. Since it's been in this program, they've come in, lots of them is in here now.
The WRE program focuses on the restoration and conservation of seasonally flooded and forested wetlands. You should be aware that there are limitations on other land uses. However, certain land management activities may still be accomplished through the NRCS's Compatible Use Authorization process.
The Compatible Use Authorization process is a way for landowners to accomplish easement management that are normally or otherwise prohibited.
That's done through a request from the landowner. They can go to their local field office. It has to be in writing, and it has to give the specifics. The what, the when, the timing, just everything that they want to do. So then NRCS will go out and they will take a look at what they want to do, make sure it's compatible with the goals of the program, and then allow it.
So the NRCS wants us to manage our WRP easements throughout the year, and we accomplish that through a compatible use authorization, which is a very simple one-page document that's provided that gives us the authority to do all of the activities that need to be done, from bush hogging our roads, bush hogging our levees, and maintaining them, water control, moist soil management, planting food plots, timber management.
We want these easements to be successful, so we're here and always willing to assist with making sure that those compatible use authorization form requests are put in and approved for you all to continue to complete the easement management activities.
Landowners need to work closely with the NRCS to ensure their proposed activities are compatible with the deed and broader conservation goals of the program. If you have evaluated your land management goals and determined the Wetland Reserve Easement Program may be right for you, the next step is to complete the application process.
The application process kind of starts after the landowner's objectives are considered. So we really need to talk with the landowner and see what is the land use, what are they using the land for, what are their objectives for the land going into the future, and determine which program may be the best fit. And if WRE is the best fit for them to participate in, then it really starts with the application process.
Before you visit your local NRCS office to initiate the application, becoming aware of the information needed for application can be very beneficial to making the process as efficient and timely as possible.
So when a landowner applies for the Wetland Reserve Easement Program, they will have to come to the office and fill out some of the typical forms that NRCS needs.
Here you can see the complete list of required documents. These documents are crucial for a smooth application process and must be readily available. For a copy of the complete list of documents, refer to the Understanding NRCS Wetland Reserve Easements brochure, accessible via the QR code at the end of this video or obtainable at your local NRCS office.
And then of course the NRCS office is great at helping provide everything that they need because they want to do everything in a legal way. So they're very helpful in that.
We're going to work within your goals and work within the confines of our program to get you to a point where you're going to be happy with the resulting product that's going to come after you enroll your property into an ASEP WRE easement.
In my experience, the initial process, you basically just filling out a bunch of paperwork. I mean, a lot of people kind of shied away from doing it because of the paperwork. To me, it's not that big of a deal. It's part of it, and it's well worth it in the end.
It's important to note that the entire process from application to on-ground restoration may take several years, depending on factors like ranking of your application and complexity of the restoration work. After submitting your application, it goes through a meticulous review to make certain of its completeness and that it meets all program requirements. It is then sent to the WRE team to be ranked along with other qualifying applications.
WRE applications are accepted throughout the year. At a certain time each year, those applications are batched or pooled together,
and all of those applications are ranked at that time. Ranking is done by NRCS staff, and there's nothing that the landowner has to do during ranking.
The ranking process is going to take into account various ecological aspects, environmental aspects, as well as topography.
Where would water be? Where would trees be? Is there other land nearby that's making a bigger block of habitat? Is there a potential for endangered species on the property?
And then we also look at the economics of what it would take to acquire that easement and then to restore it.
If there's anything we do need from you during the ranking process, we will contact you, and if you have any questions, you can contact us during that time.
The ranking process is a critical step in determining which applications receive funding. That concludes this segment where we've walked you through the application process and how ranking happens. In the next segment, we'll explore closing the easement, the plan of operations and restoration, and hear more from other landowners about their experiences. If you'd like a copy of our brochure, Understanding NRCS Wetland Reserve Easements, you can pick one up at your local field office or scan the QR code provided. For more information or assistance with wetland reserve easements, contact the NRCS at your local NRCS office. This video was developed by the Natural Resources Conservation Service and the Tri-State Conservation Partnership.